Hello, all my YouTube friends. Welcome to this live stream. And today, as you know, the subject is about online influencers. Let us begin our discussion with mention of Mr. Elon Musk and very unfortunate incident which happened in the US, which is the assassination bid on the former president Donald Trump. So, as soon as this incident happened, very fortunately for Trump to have tilted his head on one side and thus survived, and he subsequently raised his fist pumping action in the air, which is going to be visible to all people on the social media for thousands of years. This is a defining moment. This picture of Donald Trump, raising his fist in the air and the national flag of USA in the backdrop. This is a fantastic picture, fantastic photo, which is going to be remained and re-nurtured, resurfaced. It's a defining moment in the history of United States. So, considering this situation, and subsequently after that, Mr. Elon Musk said that he actually tweeted, which is his own platform, which is X. He tweeted on X that he's putting behind his weight behind Trump, and Trump should come to power. And it's a tweet which has been read by millions, and because of this virtue of tweet has so much importance, the influencer bid is going to definitely benefit Trump in this election. So the question is that is influencer tweets or their updates has any meaning for the business? Does it add any value to the businesses if they actually look at the influencers towards promoting their brand, also the product? The example that we have already discussed is about the politics, but then leaving aside the politics, we have to look at the real world, which is the business scenario. Does it really matter to engage with influencer for business? I say that it is absolutely important. It is most critical activity that you can indulge in. So therefore, let's begin our discussion. And the first topic is the psychology of persuasion. The first discussion point is, you see, the influencers have their followers. The value of influencers are basically that there are so many people are following them, whether they are large influencers or small influencers. Typically, the scene in the social media is that if there are very large influencers, typically these large influencers are the political figures and the media people, the people who basically make these memes or small videos, etc. So both these categories does not work very well for the businesses, because politicians will never like to promote things. Politicians are working on psychology of perception. Politicians are always working on creating a right narrative about themselves. They may be having some personality in real life, but when the perceived personality has to be different. Therefore, they are always very, very concerned about their image. And if the politicians look like they are promoting a brand of fan, for example, it will look very odd for their overall image. So the active politicians will never promote, even though they will have millions of followers across all social media, whether they are on the X platform or Instagram or YouTube. They carry maximum amount of weight, but this category of influencers are not available for businesses to promote. Now let's come to the next category, which is the media persons, dancers, singers, etc. The people who are actually following these kind of people will have a totally different mindset. They may not be the buyer. I mean, I'm saying that from the business point of view, the quality of consumers they bring, especially from the media segment, is not really the paying customers. I mean, even though they have millions of followers, but it is not necessary that these millions will actually buy. So the business will have to look at other influencers who basically look at the business category. And essentially, these influencers don't bring too many followers with them, because these are very, very need to know basis kind of people. And say, for example, somebody is talking about workflow, then his clientele or his audience will be totally different. However, the clientele is very, very good quality. That means they are looking for workflow. So if there is a workflow solution company or a project management company, these kind of influencers are the clear target. So we're talking about the persuasion psychology. I think these are the clear examples where if you are a business house, don't look for the numbers itself, because numbers will not give you the sales. Why I'm saying this? Any business, they will have two departments. One is called marketing, other is called sales. So marketing will basically come back to the management saying that, look, I engaged with XYZ film star, and the film star had like 2 million followers. So I did my job. I was able to take your brand to 2 million people. On the same side, the sales will say that these 2 million people have not given any business to me. So it's like for a business CEO, it's like a fight between marketing and sales. So I think the business CEO must understand what is the target audience also, and make sure that both marketing and sales, the fight is not between marketing and sales. The fight is basically with the other competitor. So the whole point is that you should look at influencer, but look at the subject matter influencer. Don't look at the influencers based on the numbers, because the market is different. If Elon Musk is saying that I am putting my weight behind Trump, that is a political statement. Look at this statement. It's a politics. And there people are casting their vote. They are not buying your fans. They are not buying your books. They are not buying your course material. They are not buying your services. So, it's different. People are casting vote. They are not making a payment. So therefore, you have to understand what influencers work best for you. And therefore, it is very important for all of you to understand the psychology behind the persuasion, which is psychology of the influencers' followers, whether they will be buying the product if they watch this video, which has been influenced by this XYZ person. So I think this is very important to understand the motive behind selecting a influencer. Now let's look at the next subject, which is the ripple effect. As we know that influencers will actually increase the ripple effect. There are two ways of doing things. One is if you advertise, you spend your good money in advertising. The drawback in advertising, I'm not saying that advertising is bad. Advertising is very important. You have to continue doing advertising, because if there are no advertising, then there is no business. In India, it is often said, no prachar, no vyapar. So if there is no advertisement, there is no business. English verbatim translation of this phrase. So no prachar, no vyapar. It's so important. You have to do advertising. But then advertising is linked to the branding and not essentially linked to the business. So for business, for conversion, you need to have influencers. Now, if you can blend these two things together, which is advertising being done by influencers. Let me give you an example. If you look at the Kent RO system, which is the water purification, then you will see that the film star is Hema Malini. She has been the brand ambassador of Kent for last almost 20 years or maybe more. Any Kent product which is brought out into the market, the Hema Malini, which is a very famous influencer, is also doing advertising. So if you can blend these two things together, well and good. But if you're not able to do that, then you must have a strategy to find influencer in your line of business. The people who are actually working for that segment and talking or making videos about those products which you are selling. So you continue to do your advertising, because advertising will actually increase your reach, but influencer marketing will actually convert deals for you. Therefore, the ripple effect, we know the ripple effect because advertising will create ripples but may not turn into business straight away. But then the ripples created by influencers will actually bring really, really hot leads, which you can convert quickly. So remember, friends, when you are actually working with influencer, first thing is don't only look at number, but then look at how you can merge these advertising and influencing together to maximize your return. So it's very important to create the right ripple effect, not generally talking in the field and saying that, look, I have got so many views, I've got so many publications, I've got so many awards. None of these things will bring anything to you in return. All right, let's move on to the next item. Just let me handle this first. Give me a moment. All right. So the next item is the hashtags. The hashtags are also very important, where the hashtags basically help your content, your infographics or your video graphics to be searchable by the people who are looking for this kind of a topic. So the people who, when they are looking for this topic, hashtags help them, because hashtag is basically a tag to your content which makes it searchable. So we started with social media. Really, the hashtags are important when somebody search on Google or on Yahoo or any other search engine. If they say that I'm searching for this XYZ, each keyword actually acts as a hashtag, and the matching happens between what people are searching and what hashtags your content is attached with, and that hashtag will actually help better searchability of your content. So make sure that for all your content you have the right hashtag attached to your content, whether it is a video, article, a blog, infographics, video graphics, whatever that you have as a strategy to promote your business. Make sure that you utilize the advantage of hashtag, because hashtags allow a better searchability around your content. So very, very important. Just making content is making content is important, but then making sure that your content is being reached to the intended audience. Hashtag is one technique which is very important, and don't overlook that. If you're overlooking that, then your content is not reaching the adequate number of right audience. So make sure that you have the hashtag defined in such a way that it is reaching the right audience, etc. Now let's move on to the next item, which is the last item of today, is the responsibility and ethics. When it comes to influencing, make sure that the influencer has the right position in the field, right reputation. It should not happen that as I mentioned in the beginning, that the influencers are talking and their content is about dance, music, etc., but you're selling something very serious. So it's not basically meeting together. The position of your content, your products, your services is not in line with what the influencers are making, even though they bring a lot of millions of followers. Since the followers are of different kind, the consumption of the media which the influencer is making is only for entertainment. There is no seriousness behind anything buying. The consumption pattern of that influencer would be to only do a one-way traffic, where he or she is increasing his number base. But whether you can leverage it as a business, if you actually hire that influencer to talk about your product, is a different thing. So therefore, you have to be responsible and you have to be very ethical when you look at whether you can actually have the right influencing done for your line of business. So this is very important, and I thought I will talk about this very briefly, just in case if you need any help, any support in deciding your online strategy. You can reach out to my company or me personally. My coordinates are given in the description below. So friends, thank you for watching me live, and I will catch you in the next one very soon. Happy selling, happy rocking. Have a nice one.